Hello, Aussie Army. This is Lee, OGT. That is OGL. Come to find out, we know he's been under the weather. I went to the hospital too. Apparently I've been under the weather too. So I looked at a Hank Williams Jr. reaction we done, and I had really bad bags under my eyes, and I hadn't been up too many days, so I knew something was wrong there. So anyway, this is a unique reaction. This is why Australia's crosswalk buttons are the best, featuring Billie Eilish. So yeah, let's get into this one, and we'll see.
Any chance to learn some more Australian culture is always good.
Hey, I like Billie Eilish. So
are we officially both over the weather now? We were under it before. Are we over it now? I mean, you're always under the weather, even if it's sunny. I never understood that saying.
Invented animation, a state of bliss. Pink Floyd, you know what I mean? All right, see you on the other side. Damn, I just quoted the Doors. All right, let's see what this is all about. You ready, OGL?
I am ready.
All right.
When you think of good design, you might think of your favourite fashion designer or a beautiful home on something like Grand Designs. What you probably don't think of is something like this. And I want to convince you today that Australia has designed not only the best pedestrian crossing button in the world, but that this is one of the best designed things to ever come out of Australia. Let's do it. Yes, it might feel like a strange thing to get excited about, but let me have this one, because in a world of crosswalk buttons, none of them have anything on this. I'm talking about the PB5 pedestrian button, a type of auto-tactile pedestrian detector, or simply a crosswalk button. Now, this has been featured in museums, acclaimed by the media, and here's the thing, even if you've never crossed a street in Australia, I'm willing to bet that you've heard it before. And that's all thanks to a surprising duet with Billie Eilish. I'll get to that. This design goes back to the 1970s, when the New South Wales Department of Roads were after a system that could help vision and hearing impaired pedestrians. So you might ask, what actually does make good design when it comes to something like a pedestrian crossing button? Let's start with the sound, and this is how Australian traffic crossings work. When you can't cross, the light is solid red, and you get this regular clicking sound to indicate where the crossing is and to stop. When you can cross, it becomes the little green man, and the buzzer sounds like this. And the final state is flashing red, with no sound, which means you can finish crossing but don't start. And of course, people live in apartments.
All right, first I want to give my take on that. The waiting to cross button sounds like a roller coaster. Click, 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 when it's getting near the top. And then when it's about time for you to go, the sound, click, 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 that means like, yeah, you're about to drop over the end. Bye-bye, hello, here's the ride, let's go. That's just what I get out of it. What do you think so far, OGL?
Yeah, it's interesting. I do like that there's sound cues there. I do wonder if all that sound gets irritating. But again, you're already out, and there's cars and people, so it's probably not even noticeable after a while. But yeah, I definitely like the idea that they did this with people with audio and visual impairments in mind.
Yes, definitely. Yeah. Handicapped people are very important.
Mm-hmm.
And then I can't breathe, make the thing last longer. I'm just kidding. All right, let's get back to it.
And it's right near streets, and they have these buttons just outside their house. So you might wonder, how annoying is it that these things continue to beep? This sound system was designed by legendary Australian acoustic engineer Lewis Chalice, who understood this challenge. Now, his other work included architectural acoustic design of buildings like Parliament House and Olympic Stadium. So he designed a system that includes a microphone that takes in regular readings of the ambient sound and sets the volume to be audible above street noise but not be unnecessarily loud. When he created it, he was offered the right to patent this invention by the New South Wales
Well, I'll let you go ahead and read that, OGL, but that's to your answer to your question. It's not obnoxiously loud over the ambient street noise, and it's not too low either. And apparently this thing keeps up with what the ambient noise is at that time, so it adjusts its volume from what I understood it to say. But if you'll read that for us there, Wordsmith.
Oh, all I've got here is Louis Chalice, acoustic expert with an ear for bad vibrations. Then half of this is covered up by the more videos bar. You could
well, just hit your X, buddy, and take those more videos off of there.
Well, I'm hitting X like you wouldn't believe, and it's not doing anything because I think. Are we sharing your screen here?
Uh, well, no, we should be looking at the same one. Either way, in the 1970s, Chalice designed and developed the auto tactical push button signaling system. So pedestrians who are so I think that's what they just told us. So
Yeah.
yeah.
But I am impressed already with the amount of thought that went into this, because I do
No
think it's
doubt.
funny. The first thing I brought up was the sound potentially getting annoying, and then it was immediately answered. So they actually took that into consideration. So
Yeah.
that's what you want to do with something like this. You want to think, you want to cover every potential angle.
And me growing up with my dad as an engineer for the railroad and seeing all the accidents that happen at railroad crossings, it's just a good practice to give very much warning that there are big metal things that could crush you coming at any time. So this is a
I like
safe
this
time to
bit.
cross.
It says they offered him the right to patent the invention, but he declined because he said that the innovation should be made as widely available as possible at the lowest possible cost. So he could have made a lot of money off of that, but instead chose to keep it open and available for others to use. So major props to this Chalice fella.
Yeah, selflessness, this beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Share with the world. No copyrights.
Department of Main Roads, but he declined to do so, wanting it available as widely as possible at the lowest cost. One feature of these buttons is this. Now this is a clearly defined arrow which shows the direction of...
All right, I am in the way, so let me move over here. Sorry about this little thing here. I don't know how to get it to go away. It tells how long we've been going. I'll move up here with OGL, and we will back that up just a hair.
wanting it available as widely as possible at the lowest cost. One feature of these buttons is this. Now this is a clearly defined arrow which shows the direction of the crosswalk. Now this plate can be adjusted because this box isn't always mounted with the crosswalk straight ahead. So this can say whether to cross left or right, and in some cases in either direction. Now another feature with it is that this is actually a tactile arrow. So if you're vision impaired, you can actually feel for yourself which direction it runs in. And not only does it make a sound every time it beeps, but this vibrates. So if you're both vision impaired and hard of hearing, you can know when to cross. One open secret of pedestrian buttons around the world is that pressing them doesn't always make a difference. Basically, the traffic engineers just turn on the crossing for each cycle. Normally this is done in busy areas or at busy times. So in the Melbourne CBD, this is the case at the majority of crossings most of the time. And this has actually become more common during COVID times to reduce the number of people needing to touch the button. And there's another interesting case. Some Orthodox Jews consider pushing these buttons or using any other electrical device to be work, something which shouldn't be done on the Sabbath. So in places with a high Jewish population, they'll have the buttons set to be automatically on during these times. And
Lord Jesus, Mom always said if I had nothing good to say.
Yeah, that's
I don't have anything bad to say. I'm just going to say petty, nitpicking.
yeah.
Other than
And
that-
also, again, I appreciate their desire to be inclusive to everybody, but
Yeah.
I don't see how pushing a button is any more work than being out walking the streets.
Yeah, I mean, your body itself does work 24 hours a day. It's called,
Yeah.
well, shit, I forgot what it's called. Involuntary,
Yeah,
what do you call it? Systems of your body.
yeah. The involuntary mechanisms of your body. Yeah,
You need to
there's
make your
some
blood flow and breathe. And anyway,
Yeah.
I never thought I'd get
there's
into a
some
religious
aggressive hair
conversation, but
splitting going on there that seems a bit
Yeah.
unnecessary. But again,
in the South, we call that nitpicking.
they're
But-
picking the heck out of some nits there.
Much respect to everyone's beliefs. So
Yes.
much respect to the man to include them within this system that has nothing to do with beliefs. But anyway, not to laugh, it's just funny. All right, here we go.
consider pushing these buttons or using any other electrical device to be work, something which shouldn't be done on the Sabbath. So in places with a high Jewish population,
What if you have a pacemaker? Do you turn it off on Sunday? sorry. I had to. Sorry.
they'll have the buttons set to be automatically on during these times. And Melbourne has a few other twists on the PB5 design and crossings, including this tactile paving that lights up alongside the traffic light, something useful
Cool.
for people who are on their phones, and also repurposing the buttons into a speaker to give you tram updates. And the PB5 found its way into the top song of 2019, Billie Eilish's Bad Guy. Listen carefully for this sound. Right here.
Duh.
Yeah.
And Rolling Stones did an interview with Billie Eilish and Phineas O'Connell to explain exactly how this came to be.
My mom and I went for a walk in Sydney. We were like across the street from the hotel, and the crosswalk is this little, like, you press it and it's like, doop, doop, and I was like, that's hard. That's the sound that it makes when you have to wait. And then I was not prepared for this part.
I basically like put it into a quantized bar section and then put sample delay on it so it was wider, and then it became.
Yeah.
The Australian media and Transport for New South Wales were pretty happy with this collaboration. So while the PB5 is indeed an impressive invention, including winning the Grammy for Song of the Year, maybe Australia isn't done improving on it just yet.
A young Malvern schoolgirl has come up with a clever invention to help stop the spread of germs. Grace created a Kick Me pedestrian button so people don't have to use their hands at traffic lights.
Thanks for watching.
Jean-Claude Van Damme, kick post. That's awesome, man. Way to go, little girl. That's innovative. That's art at its finest. Love it.
If you enjoyed it, please do subscribe. I've got more interesting videos about Melbourne, about cities, about design and beyond. That's it from me.
The hilarious part about all this is we just were in Australia in May, and my dad goes, "Have you heard these crosswalks?" And I was like, "Yeah, it's the
chorus and bad guy.
Bad guy." He goes, "What?" I was like, "Yeah." Never mind, man.
Yeah, that's crazy that the dad didn't realize that sound was in the the chorus of I would say her swan song to date, her most popular song.
Yeah, that's definitely her most popular. That would be weird walking down these streets of Australia and hearing "Bad Guy" in your head anytime you go by a crosswalk.
Yeah, I'm sure lots of people do. So
Yeah.
I think she's got a pretty big following in Oz. So yeah, so if you guys would like to see us do any more videos like this, this was fun, educational, and near and dear to my heart with the handicap aspect of it. So yeah, we love you, Oz. Mental health is real, and we're going to do some of that little puppet guy here in a little bit.
Yeah, Mr. Feltface is going to be making his custom creator return. It's been too long.
That's right. So we're going to put this right out. It is 12/11, so one of my favorite days. It's actually my brother's birthday, so happy birthday, brother.
Well, happy birthday. Mike, right?
James.
Yeah. James. Okay, well, happy birthday, James.
All right, so OGT and OGL, howdy.